Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a channel where darkness meets history and secrets are brought to light. Prepare yourselves for a journey into the unknown as we unravel the enigmatic tales that have remained shrouded in secrecy for centuries. Today, dear viewers, we embark on an extraordinary exploration. Brace yourselves as we dive into the haunting shadows of Salem, where a chilling chapter in history unfolds. The infamous Witch Trials, the infamous Witch Trial. In our episode Shadows of Salem, Unveiling the Witch Trials, we unearth the long-forgotten secrets that plagued this quaint New England town. Join us as we peel back the layers of deception, fear, and hysteria that gripped the community and reveal the shocking truth behind one of history's darkest events. Prepare to be captivated by spine-chilling testimonies, hidden agendas, and the fateful stories of those accused and condemned. Through meticulous research and expert analysis, we shed light on the individuals whose lives were forever changed by the relentless pursuit of justice, or perhaps something far more sinister. So, my friends, if you're ready to be transported to a world where truth meets the macabre, where legends intertwine with reality, and where the echoes of the past still linger, then subscribe to our channel, Dark Secrets Unveiled. Don't miss out on this riveting episode, Shadows of Salem, Unveiling the Witch Trials. Together, let's uncover the chilling secrets that have remained buried for centuries. Prepare to have your curiosity ignited and your imagination unleashed as we embark on this extraordinary journey into the unknown. Stay tuned for more captivating tales from the depths of history, only on Dark Secrets Unveiled.
Our story begins in the year 1692 in the seemingly quaint and puritanical town of Salem, Massachusetts. Salem, with its picturesque streets and colonial architecture, appeared to be a haven of order and righteousness. The town's inhabitants lived by the strict principles of their puritanical beliefs, where conformity and obedience were expected in every aspect of life. But unbeknownst to the townspeople, Salem's idyllic facade hid a web of secrets, tensions, and suppressed desires. The tightly knit community carried an undercurrent of fear and suspicion, where whispers and rumours spread like wildfire through the cobblestone streets. It was during this time that inexplicable darkness descended upon Salem, plunging it into a harrowing chapter of history. Unseen forces, intangible and yet ever present, began to stir, setting in motion a chain of events that would forever alter the town's destiny. It started with peculiar and bewildering occurrences that seemed to defy rational explanation. Young girls, afflicted by mysterious ailments, convulsed and claimed to be possessed by malevolent spirits. Fear gripped the hearts of the townsfolk as accusations of witchcraft were hurled at every direction, tearing apart families and friendships. What began as a local hysteria soon escalated into a full-blown witch hunt as paranoia and fanaticism fueled the flames of suspicion. The Salem Witch Trials became a dark stain on the pages of history, where innocent lives were destroyed and the lines between guilt and innocence blurred. During the 17th century, a time marked by religious fervour and social upheaval, belief in witchcraft was widespread. To truly grasp the events of the witch trials, we must explore the prevailing beliefs and fears surrounding witchcraft during that era. In this era, the notion of witches was deeply ingrained in society. It was believed that witches, typically women, had entered into pacts with the devil, gaining supernatural powers in exchange for their loyalty. These powers were thought to enable them to inflict harm upon others, manipulate the natural world, and even communicate with dark forces. The fear of witches stemmed from a combination of religious doctrine, folklore, and superstitions. Religious texts, such as the Bible, reinforced the idea that witchcraft was an abomination and a sin. Moreover, popular beliefs and tales passed down through generations painted witches as malevolent figures capable of causing illness, crop failures, and even death. The Salem Witch Trials unfolded in a particular context of social tensions and personal rivalries. The community of Salem Village, now Danvers, Massachusetts, was characterized by a rigid and hierarchical society, with disputes over land, property, and power creating a breeding ground for conflicts. In this volatile atmosphere, a series of inexplicable and distressing events occurred. A group of young girls began exhibiting peculiar behaviours, including fits, convulsions, and unexplained ailments. Their actions were attributed to the influence of witchcraft, setting off a wave of fear and panic among the villagers. Accusations of witchcraft soon followed, with the girls pointing fingers at certain individuals in the community. The accused were often those who held marginalized positions, challenged societal norms, or had personal grievances with their accusers. The accusations were further fueled by a climate of hysteria and a belief that the devil was actively working to corrupt the community. The ensuing trials and executions were characterized by a lack of due process, with spectral evidence, testimony of supernatural encounters, considered valid in court. The trials led to the deaths of numerous innocent individuals who were convicted based on flimsy or fabricated evidence. It is essential to understand the prevailing beliefs about witchcraft, the social dynamics, and the atmosphere of fear and paranoia to comprehend how the Salem witch trials unfolded. The events serve as a haunting reminder of the dangers of unchecked hysteria and the consequences of deeply rooted superstitions in society. In January 1692, a pivotal event known as the Outbreak of Accusations occurred, marking the start of a dark and harrowing chapter in history. But the centre of this narrative were Betty Parris and Abigail Williams, two young girls living in a small town. What began as an unexplainable phenomenon quickly transformed into a gripping tale of mass hysteria and the persecution of innocent individuals. The story unfolds as Betty Parris and Abigail Williams began exhibiting strange behaviours, leaving the community baffled and concerned. These behaviours manifested in the form of fits, uncontrollable movements, and peculiar actions that defied rational explanation. The town was gripped by a sense of fear and uncertainty as they witnessed these unsettling occurrences firsthand. In addition to their peculiar behaviour, Betty and Abigail shocked the community by making wild accusations of witchcraft. They pointed fingers at various individuals within the town, claiming that these individuals were responsible for their suffering and the strange occurrences they experienced. The accusations were alarming and spread like wildfire, causing panic and paranoia to engulf the entire community. As the days passed, more girls came forward, adding their voices to the chorus of accusations. The accusations gained momentum, and the number of alleged witches multiplied rapidly. The atmosphere in the town became charged with fear, suspicion, and the fervent belief that dark forces were at play. The outbreak of accusations triggered a chain reaction, igniting a full-blown witch hunt within the community. The accusations set off a spiral of arrests, interrogations, and trials as the authorities sought to uncover the truth behind the alleged witchcraft. Lives were upturned, families torn apart, and the accused faced dire consequences, including imprisonment and even execution. The events that unfolded in January 1692 would go down in history as a prime example of mass hysteria and the dangers of unchecked accusations. The story of the outbreak of accusation serves as a cautionary tale, shedding light on the devastating consequences that can arise from fear, ignorance, and the manipulation of collective beliefs. During the infamous witch trials, as accusations multiplied, numerous individuals were implicated in practicing witchcraft. These accused individuals included both men and women, and surprisingly, even some prominent members of the community. The gravity of the situation was immense, as those accused faced terrifying trials that often led to their tragic fate. What adds another layer of complexity to this dark chapter in history is the fact that many of the accusers were young girls. These girls found themselves thrust into the spotlight, becoming the centre of attention during the trials. For the first time in their lives, they experienced a sense of power and authority, which had previously been denied to them due to their gender and age. The trials became a stage where these young girls could assert control over their surroundings. In a society that often dismissed or disregarded the voices and opinions of young girls, the trials provided them with an unexpected platform to have their voices heard and their actions validated. This newfound power and attention inadvertently set off a cycle of hysteria and destruction. Driven by the belief that they held the key to identifying witches, these young accusers made bold and sometimes false claims. Their testimonies were taken as irrefutable evidence, leading to further accusations and subsequent trial. This snowball effect created an atmosphere of fear and suspicion, tearing communities apart as neighbours turned against each other. The consequences of these accusations were devastating. Innocent people were imprisoned, tortured, and, in many cases, executed. Families were torn apart, and the social fabric of communities was irreparably damaged. This dark period in history serves as a chilling reminder of the power dynamics at play and the dangers of unchecked authority. It highlights the vulnerability of marginalised groups, such as young girls, and the catastrophic consequences that can arise when fear and hysteria grip society. Certainly. The Salem Witch Trials were a series of hearings and prosecutions that took place in colonial Massachusetts in 1692. The aftermath of the trials marked a significant turning point in public perception and the legal system. Here's a more elaborate description of the aftermath. As the Salem Witch Trials continued, the accusations and arrests escalated, leading to a growing sense of fear and hysteria within the community. However, over time, doubts began to emerge regarding the validity of the proceedings. Influential figures, including Reverend Increase Mather, voiced their concerns and questioned the fairness of the trials. As doubts spread, public opinion started to shift. People began to realize that the evidence presented during the trials was often based on mere speculation and unreliable testimonies. Innocent individuals had been accused and unjustly imprisoned or executed. The once strong belief in the supernatural influence of witches began to waver. The court system that had facilitated the trials also faced scrutiny. The procedures and methods employed during the hearings were seen as deeply flawed and lacking in due process. People began to question the reliance on spectral evidence, which allowed for the use of dreams and visions as proof of witchcraft. With mounting criticism and a growing understanding of the unjust nature of the trials, the hysteria gradually subsided, the accusations dwindled, and the community started to heal from the wounds inflicted during this dark period. The Salem Witch Trials eventually came to an end, leaving a lasting impact on American history and serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of mass hysteria and unchecked judicial processes. The aftermath of the Salem Witch Trials stands as a reminder of the importance of critical thinking, skepticism, and the protection of individual rights within any legal system. It serves as a lesson to learn from past mistakes and to ensure that justice is served through fair and rational processes. The Witch Trials of Salem, which took place in the Massachusetts Bay Colony in 1693, were a series of hearings and prosecutions that resulted in the execution of several individuals accused of practicing witchcraft. This historical event serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that arise from mass hysteria, unchecked fear, and the devastating consequences of unfounded accusations. During this dark period in history, a wave of paranoia and panic spread throughout the community as people became convinced that witches were infiltrating their midst. The accusations and trials that followed were marked by a lack of solid evidence, reliance on spectral evidence, testimony based on dreams or visions, and a fervent belief in the supernatural. The Salem Witch Trials stand as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the importance of due process, critical thinking, and the preservation of individual rights, even in times of uncertainty. The events of that time showcase the destructive power of collective hysteria and the dire consequences that can result from the erosion of fundamental principles such as the presumption of innocence and the right to a fair trial. Moreover, the witch trials underscore the significance of skepticism and rational inquiry in the face of extraordinary claims. They demonstrate how fear and misinformation can fuel a dangerous cycle of accusation, persecution, and tragedy. By reflecting on the lessons of the Salem Witch Trials, we are prompted to examine the dangers of mob mentality, the importance of maintaining a just legal system, and the necessity of safeguarding individual liberties in the face of societal unrest. This historical event serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of justice and the need for vigilance in upholding the principles that protect us from the perils of mass hysteria. And now, dear viewers, behold the chilling tapestry of the Witch Trials of Salem. We have ventured deep into the heart of this haunting tale, unearthing the untold secrets and witnessing the tragic fate of the innocent. But as this chapter draws to a close, let us not forget the lives lost and the indelible lessons etched into the annals of history.
As the curtains fall on this episode, our journey does not end here. Join us once more on the gripping odyssey that is Shadows of Salem. In our next installment, we shall unearth another captivating true crime story illuminating the hidden corners of our past. Brace yourselves, for we shall unravel the mysteries that dwell within the shadows, beckoning you to delve deeper into the enigma. Until we meet again, let your curiosity guide you, relentless in your pursuit of truth. Continue to explore, for the past holds countless tales awaiting discovery. Let no question go unanswered, for in the quest for knowledge lies the power to shape our future. Stay vigilant, dear viewers, for the shadows always harbor secrets that yearn to be revealed.